Charlie, here are the shoes I told you about. Come have a look-see. Aren't they the most necessary things ever? If you want to slip a ring on my finger, you'll first slip these shoes on my feet.
A tad posh for life in Northampton, wouldn't you say?
And good thing we're moving to London. And won't they make a fit and farewell to the stink of cattle farms and tan and leather? We may have been born in a small factory town, but we sure as hell don't have to die there.
Have you seen the price? There's 3 months' rent.
Pinch 'em or pay for 'em. That's up to you. But these shoes are in my future. To new beginnings. Hello to sunny days. We're upward mobile now. Goodbye to small town ways. Till it's impossible to find a trace of what we left behind. And the defining element is in these shoes. The most beautiful thing in the world. The most beautiful thing in the world. Charlie, that I know. The most beautiful thing in the world. The most beautiful thing in the world. Charlie, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. God, this flat is dirty and small and dreary and everything about it needs replacing, except...
Me?
The address! We're in London, Charlie! London, London, London.
And where'd you say we were again?
London! Well, my wet shoes are still here, but my fiancé is nowhere in sight.
Sorry, Nick, I'm completely underwater.
Saying you still haven't left? Charlie, we have an appointment. If we lose this haul, we'll wind up getting married in a fish and chip shop.
Now that sounds like fun.
Are you seriously standing me up?
Come on, Nick, do we really need a showy wedding? In the end, shouldn't it be about us?
A wedding announces to the world who you, as a couple, are going to be.
I've just given 2 week notices to George, Don, Maggie, Trish.
Christ! I forgot to ask Maggie to be a bridesmaid. She'll like that, eh?
I think she'd like it in a paycheck better. Listen, Nicky, I've not gone into this lightly. There actually is a market out there
Before you make a complete fool of yourself, it's time you heard the truth. Selling the building was your father's idea. Yes, your father's idea. He approached Richard months ago. Tell him.
It's true, your father and I had several meetings.
You yourself told me he had a plan, remember? Well, this was it. The contracts were almost done when he passed. We could show you the papers. Richard came to me first, lest you think your father doubted you could run the business. But don't look so down. This is all good news. The deal Richard's put together will rid you of the factory, settle your family's debts, and ensure our future with a career-defining selling opportunity. We even get a model flat rent-free while we're selling.
I'm asking you to have a bit of faith.
Stop! Are you deaf? Your father was cashing out. You owe him nothing. The prison door is open. You're free, Charlie. All you need do is walk away.
Not now, Nick.
Don't even think about putting me off, Charlie.
Sorry, Nick, I'm up against a bit of a crisis here.
You mortgaged our flat without even discussing it with me? There I am, having me supper, alone as usual, and along comes a man to measure up the garden for the banknote.
I can explain.
No one can ever say I didn't stand by my man. And I'll stand by you still if you give me but one reason.
The reason is right in front of you. Isn't saving Price and Son worth everything?
Where was all this passion when I was trying to make us a new life in London?
London was for you.
For us?
You wanted London, and I went along.
Really? You could have fooled me. And what about us? Was getting engaged just for me, too? And this? Who's this rubbish for? Don't tell me it's for your father. He's probably spinning in his grave over what you've turned his factory into. So who's it for, Charlie? That fancy friend of yours? Doing special favors for him? Something going on there I should know about?
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, how should I know who you're bunking in with? Certainly hasn't been with me.
I'm doing it for them.
Who?
Them! Our friends! We grew up with these people. We've known them all our lives. And now their livelihood is resting on what I do.
So you're hankering to be a hero? Charlie to the rescue, is it? Well, how do I get Charlie to rescue me?
What y'all can do in 12, we can do in 6. Hey, ow, and it goes like this.